Alright, hello there and welcome to this quick update video, which I'll probably make a habit of so you guys always know what I'm about to do, what kind of tutorials I'll create next. And I thought I've done so many of these art tutorials, game asset tutorials in a row now, it's time for some Blender tutorials again. So this weekend I sat down and googled a few things, found out stuff that might be interesting for tutorials, and created this little demo, which I will then use to create tutorials. Right, so the main thing I focused on when researching was GUIs and HUDs and things like that. I searched for design reference, inspiration on HUDs from other games and so on and so forth, so I thought what kind of things might be interesting to add into a tutorial. Now most of the things that I found were more about designing the buttons and so on, so if you have no clue how I've set up these things here, not the design but the setup, how to get these buttons to react to the mouse, you can check out my GUI tutorial, where I explain the basic of these things. But since I already knew how to do most of this wasn't really my focus of interest, and I searched a bit more and found something I really liked and really found interesting. Now I think a lot of tutorials already cover these kind of energy bars, but not in the way I've created them, I believe. So we will focus more on the effects and graphics of this bar, as well as the mechanics. Now you can see in this little demo scene the orc is just walking, and it's not really walking, the UVs of this plane are animated so it looks like he's walking and I don't have to move the camera to infinity. As you can see, the orc has kind of dust clouds under his feet, which are done with using a particle system, which I'll talk about in a moment. I'd like to focus more on this HUD at the top right now. As you can see, there's some avatar of this orc moving around. This is not pre-rendered, this is actually happening on a different scene, and a second video camera is sending kind of its input to the texture of this plane, which I will make a tutorial for, so you can create avatars with that, you can create kind of minimaps with that, radars, whatever you like. The second thing I'd like to lay the focus on is these energy bars, as I've already said. As you can see here, they consist of several layers, one being the kind of deactivation layer, so if you have no energy, it kind of moves over this bar. The bar doesn't decrease, but kind of the black bar increases. And there's this line that moves along with it, which indicates kind of a visual effect where the line ends, where the bar actually ends. We have an overlay of text that tells us the number at which the counter currently is at, and we have this animating little bubbles in there, which I really like. I found a kind of demo blend file that showed me how to move UVs around, and with this you can create many great effects, and I'll show you that. I already got permission by a very nice guy to use this script. So that was a script by HG1, already thank you for that and the permission for me to use it in the tutorial later. And we'll use some scripts by Professor Monster. It's used for sending data from our property to this HUD, so we can have the data in the game world and play with it. For example, if something gets hit, it loses life, and the HUD represents that life then. So thanks to Professor Monster as well for letting us use that script. And lastly, thanks to Andy for letting us use this amazing plugin right here. So let's use a bit of magic. Alright, so this is a plugin called Easy Emit, which you can find and download, and I'll create a tutorial on using it and how to set up these fire particles to create a realistic fire effect. Now sometimes it causes some errors, but that's really something not to worry about because it's amazing and it has the full capabilities of creating particle systems. Whatever you like, you can create snow, you can create fire, you can create dust, smoke, whatever you can think of. So I'll show you how to use that, and we'll set up some basic particle systems and we'll create some of our own particles to create better looking effects. So I've also done some technical mechanical things like this pause button, which is fully working with logic, no Python scripts, and obviously I will create tutorials on that as well. So I've got a lot of things to make tutorials for, especially considering this demo that I've showed you in the other update video with the orcs that I could click and kill and so on and so forth. So the first tutorial, the next tutorial will be about the HUDs, then the particle systems, and then more of the mechanical stuff like the other demo video and the pause menu and all these kind of things. Alright, so I hope you're interested, and if you have any suggestions on which kind of things you want to see, if I've missed out on anything I've shown you here and didn't tell about, just leave me a comment and ask for a tutorial. Thanks for watching.